Can you tell me what is Newton's third law, children?
Every action has an equal opposite reaction.
Yes, Isha, correct. Every action has equal and opposite reaction. Okay. Yeah. So will this action force and reaction force will act on same object or two different objects? Fizan. Fizan?
Yes, ma'am.
Will this action and reaction force will act on same object or two different objects?
And two different objects.
Two different objects. Okay, good. Navaneet, can you give me one example for Newton's third law? So many examples. Can you tell me one example? Example for Newton's third law. Every action there is equal and opposite reaction. Give a simple example. Rocket launching. Okay. Navaneet, Rachel is given answer. Navaneet did not give me answer. Give Navaneet Krishna another example for it.
A cricketer hits a ball.
Yeah, a cricketer hits a ball. Okay. Who else? Nabil? Can you give me another example, Nabil?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, give me another example for Newton's third law.
About what, ma'am?
Example for Newton's third law. One example. Navaneet told a cricketer hits a ball. Give me another example like that. Example for Newton's third law. Don't know? Nabil?
Ma'am, that
Angela, Susan, can you repeat what is Newton's third law? Susan?
Yes,
Unmute
ma'am.
and tell me Newton's third law.
For every action, there will be an equal or opposite reaction.
Equal and opposite reaction. Did you hear, Nabil? Can you give me example for that law? Anything, any action?
Ma'am, can you second law?
Okay. Fizan, say second law. Say second law, Fizan.
Ma'am, I was late that way. Second.
Second law already over last week. We already studied third law. Okay. What is second law? Maria Salbin. What
Ma'am,
is
I
second
know.
law?
The statement means that in every interaction there is a pair of force acting on the two interactions.
That is Newton's third law, Nabil. That is Newton's third law. Okay. Maria.
Of a motion state that the rate to change the motion of an object is direct.
Directly, rate of change in momentum, not motion, Rohan, momentum. Momentum is directly proportional to
Unbalanced.
applied force. Remove your hand from your face. You are covering your face and give me answer. I can't hear you. Okay. Okay, Rohan. Okay. Rachel Baban, can you repeat again Newton's second law? Rachel Baban. Yeah. Repeat second law.
Second law.
Just now Rohan said
Newton.
law of momentum. What is law of momentum, Rachel?
Can I say?
I can't hear you. Rachel, she say I can't hear.
Can I say?
Okay, Fizan, you say.
The rate change of momentum which
Is
proportional to balance is directly proportional to
unbalanced force. Directly proportional to unbalanced force. Okay. Lena. Once again, repeat Newton's second law.
The rate of change in momentum is directly proportional to the applied unbalanced force.
Okay. Annette, give the equation to find the force F. F is equal to, what is that equation we have learned on the basis of MA. What is M, Roshan? F is equal to MA. What is M? What is A?
momentum.
What is A?
Acceleration.
Acceleration. F is equal to MA. Okay. So, Yeah. So far we have completed Newton's all the 3 laws. Now we are moving on to next one, conservation law of momentum. Did we learn that conservation law of momentum?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Everyone mute it. I can hear some TV sound from some of the houses. You mute it. Now you mute it. When I ask only, you give. So we are moving on to the next session, conservation law of momentum. Conservation law of momentum. So this is another derivation, and it tells that initial momentum before collision equal to, yeah, please mute it. Someone who's Shankar, did you mute your audio? Who is having that sound? TV sound. Nabil, mute your audio. I can hear the sound from home. TV sound. Final momentum after collision. Initial momentum before collision is equal to final momentum after collision. So that is conservational law of momentum means, simply I can say, if a car and bike, they are moving separately, and then sometime they start colliding. When they collide, before collision, what was the momentum? What was their momentum? Before collision, what was their momentum? And after collision, what was their momentum? Both are equal. That is, before collision, bike and car has what was their momentum? That will be equal to after collision. Okay, I give an example. What is that? Nasil, if a car and bike moving with some velocity, then it collides or it met with an accident. After the accident, will they both have same velocity?
No.
No. So what would have happened after accident? What would have happened to the velocity? Usually it will
Decrease.
change, it will decrease or increase, depends upon. Yeah, maybe the bike is hit with the car, so car has more mass. Because of the mass, the bike may fly or bike may skid and fall into the river or whatever. So there's a high speed it is having. And car since it has a more mass, because of impact of that hitting, its speed may reduce. Okay, so this conservation of momentum is telling that whatever will be the velocity before collision and after collision, even velocity changes also, momentum, both the momentum are equal. For example, initial momentum, it has 300 kg meter per second, because mass into velocity. Well, momentum is mass and velocity. So before collision, it was 300 kg meter per second. After calculating also, after collision, when we calculate also, we are getting 300 kg. Maybe velocity changes, but still we are getting the same momentum. So this is conservation law of momentum. Or in simple way, we can say that total momentum of an object remains conserved. I think you must have studied in some classes that energy neither be created nor be destroyed. Have you heard about it, this? Have you ever heard about this, children? Neither created, energy neither be created nor be destroyed. Maybe in the chemistry, I don't know. And it just, yeah?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Oh, okay. It may be coming. Okay. So according to universal law is that energy neither be created nor be destroyed. That means, children, now you are having food. So your food gives you energy. That energy turn into muscular energy. We have learned in 8th standard, muscular force, gravitational force, all that. Okay. Now, when you start running, what will happen to the muscular energy?
It will digest.
It will digest. So, when you run, what happened to this muscular energy?
And it gives strength.
It gives strength. That means it will give you energy for running. So, actually you say that while I was having food, it gives muscular energy. When I started running, I used that energy for running. So actually you are using that energy. So muscular energy is not destroying. Similarly, a battery, torch battery. Before lighting the torch, energy is chemical. It is a chemical energy. Once you started lighting the torch, what happened? It gives the light. It gives the light. So torch gives the light. How? Because this chemical energy in the battery is used to give energy of light. Okay, this is the thing. Similarly, now I am speaking through the mic. My muscular energy, when I speak to you, my muscular energy converting into sound energy. Okay, my muscular energy converting into sound energy. And my sound energy is transmitting through electrical wire and reaching to you. So once this sound energy converted into electrical energy, then through the wire, wherever you are far away from me, some are very kilometers away from me, but still you can hear me, you can see me. That means you are seeing me, you are hearing me, and you are getting my sound energy because my muscular energy is the one which is converted. Okay, so that is the meaning of energy neither be created nor be destroyed. It only transforms. So that is conservation law of energy. So why I'm saying this, the same aspect is here. The same aspect is here. Before collision, what was the energy of the bike and car? The same energy must be transformed, either transformed during collision. You know it, when the bike and the car collide, there's a big sound, a huge sound. Okay, sometimes bike may turn into small pieces because of the impact of it. Why? Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Bike is hitting the car hit the bike in turn. Okay, so impact is very huge. So Newton's third law explained the effect. So due to that effect of collision, either speed can be changed, either shape can be changed. Maybe bike will be turned into small pieces. So shape is changing. Maybe direction changes. That is, bike is now flying and falling into somewhere on the canal over. Car is maybe overturning, or it is something happened to the car, or went and dashed some tree after that. So everywhere changes is there, but energy always same. Energy does not lose. It may change into sound, change into some other form. Okay, so that is the meaning of it. Now, the next what we are going to do means, we are going to prove how this conservation law is true. How can be possible? See, we are a very human being, a normal human being. You will be wondering, how can be, ma'am? After bike and car collision also, so many things are happening. Maybe the person in the car will die, bike will die, but still you are saying that energy is not lost or momentum is same. So we are going to prove with the help of a max. Okay, physics, any theory, if you teach it, we will learn with the help of max. Okay, just like mathematical formulation of Newton's second law, we are going to learn conservation law of momentum. Children, you will have the term 1 exam, okay, month of September. So these both chapters will be there. See that you study. Don't keep it. Either it is MCQ or descriptive. That we will inform you later. Okay. Okay, children. Yeah. Okay, children. I'm giving you a simple example here. You can see a cart, a loaded cart. It is moving forward, and while there is a brick was suspended, and after some time the brick has fallen on the cart. So it is just like a load gate. So when you go to market and all, how the people keep the vegetable sack and all. So the same example, a cart is moving, then after some time the bricks for construction facilities or for construction purpose, a bundle of bricks has been put on the cart. So before brick is dropping and after the brick is dropping, both you can see the momentum is same. So this is simple example of collision. The collision also we can also explain this way also. Before some time they were separate. Now they together and they are moving. So this is the same thing happened in the conservation law of momentum. Before this brick is falling on the cart, what was this momentum? What was the total momentum of this? That will be equal to the total momentum after the brick is putting in the load cart. Okay. We are going to prove it with the help of two balls. Now, so you can see here, two balls are here. First ball is a blue ball. It is moving with the initial velocity u1. First is a blue ball. It is moving with the initial velocity u1. On the same direction, there is another ball. Another ball is moving with the initial velocity u2. Okay. Then, after time t, both are colliding. Both are colliding. So here we are applying Newton's third law. My question is go to Alicia. Alicia, can you hear me, Alicia? Unmute it, Alicia. Unmute your audio. Or you are having some network issue. Your video is stuck. Alicia? I think no respond. Okay, Iva. I go to Iva. Iva? Alicia is not responding. Her video stuck. Iva? Okay. Iva. Yeah. My question is, see Iva, second figure, both the balls are colliding. Okay? You got it? Now, my question is, will the blue ball act force on red ball or red ball act force on blue ball? Yes or no? Once again, during collision, will the blue ball exert force or pink ball exert force? Newton's third law. Can you tell me? Will both exert force each other when they collide?
Yes,
Eva?
ma'am.
Huh? Yes or no? You remove your hand. I can't hear you. Remove your hand. Tell me now.
Can I say?
Wait. Will the both balls exert force, Eva? Yes or no?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. I'll tell you one example. An egg. Another simple example. Maybe this is for boys it is very simple because they play football. Okay. For girls, I'll
Yes,
give you
ma'am.
some kitchen. An egg. Okay. An egg is dropping on the floor. What will happen to the egg, Eva?
It broke.
Egg break. Why did egg broke? Or why did egg break?
Force.
No, let Eva say. Huh?
Force.
Okay, here who exerted the force? Egg exerted the force or the floor exerted the force?
Egg.
Huh? Say loudly. No, don't be hesitate. Just come out. Huh?
Floor.
Let it come out. My question did you get? Who exerted the force? Floor exerted the force or egg exerted the force? What is Newton's third law, Eva? Newton's third law?
Every action has an reaction.
So when the egg is falling and breaking, so will there is action force and reaction force? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Now I come to Roshan. Roshan, can you explain the breaking of egg on the basis of third law?
Can you say again?
An egg falling on the floor and it breaks. Can you explain on the basis of Newton's third law, which is the action force, which is the reaction force here?
I don't
Don't
know.
know. Just think, children. Don't simply sit like this. Can you think it?
Am I-
Think and tell me. Delvin? Delvin.
Ma'am, can I say?
Say.
And the question is the egg falling on the floor, no?
Ade. Yes.
And the floor takes the force.
And
That's
only 4 applies the force. Will egg did not apply the force? Egg also. Yeah?
Yeah.
Egg. While you just drop your pen, there's a sound is come. A sound is come from the pen because the pen is hitting on the table. So why this sound is come? The pen is exerting force on the table. At the same time, table and exert an equal and opposite force. The same thing happens. Same thing happen. Egg falls and breaks. Okay. When egg falls on it, it is apply an action force on the floor. Similarly, there is an opposite forces acting on egg. Due to that, the egg has broken. Why? Because egg has less mass, the floor is more heavy. So that is the reason. Okay. Mass may be different, but the force which is acting on it equal and opposite. Now, I am going back to the same thing happen in these 2 balls. The 2 balls, the first ball, that is blue ball, exert on a pink ball. At the same time, pink ball exert force. This we can understand. A simple example, 2 of you are colliding one another. You are running and 2 of you are colliding. Both will get hurt if you 2 people are running and colliding. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, both will get hurt. Why? The first person also exerting force on second person. In turn, second person exerting force on the first person. So, there is 2 forces for any collision. Any object is falling. Any action, there is an equal and opposite reaction force. So, that is what happened here. So, in this first step, what you do means, here, the first ball exert a force. We write it as F12. The force acting on first ball on second ball. The first ball exert a force on second ball is F12. And second ball exert a force on blue ball, that is F21.
F21.
F21. 1-2 means first ball act a force on second one. 2-1 means second ball.
Second ball at
So this is action. Okay.
Quick, fast.
Why the blue ball is action? Blue ball is at the back of the pink ball. And who must have went and collided? This fellow must have gone collided on pink ball. Because pink ball in front, there's no chance of pink ball is coming back and colliding. Okay. So here action force is done by the blue ball. It is at the back of it and it came and collided with it. Therefore, it is action force. In turn, the pink ball exert a force on it, that is F21. But it is a reaction force, so we can write it as a minus F21. Why it is minus F21? Because it is in opposite to the first. Action and reaction. Action one way, reaction backside. Reaction. Okay, that's the meaning of it. Okay. Now, after collision, what happened? Once they both collide, then they started moving again. They started moving again with a different velocity. That you already told me. When bike and car collide, after collision, the velocity changes. The same thing happens. Before they have u1 and u2. Now after collision they have v1 and v2. So what was the conservation law of momentum, children? What is the conservation law of momentum? Pavitra, can you tell me? Pavitra, that one sentence I have written. Can you tell me, Pavitra? One sentence only, no?
Ma'am.
Tell me that.
Sentence should write that conservation.
Conservation law of momentum. What I have written on the board. I wrote no, one sentence. Pavitra, did you see that? Wait, Fizan. Let Pavitra say. Did you see that, Pavitra? Pavitra is gone. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Pavitra, I think you unmute your audio and tell me. What was that? Okay, I go back to the slide again. Otherwise, you will forget. Once again, I show you the slide, what I have written. No, where it's gone. I have written on a thing. Okay. What was this one? Can you read this, Pavitra? No audio. She's gone because she is facing some network problem, I know. Initial momentum.
And that slide gone.
That is gone. That I removed. Read this. This is the statement. Initial momentum before collision is equal to final momentum after collision. Where she is gone? Okay. Agna, can you read this? Agna also sometimes. My dear Salvin, can you read?
Initial momentum before collision is equal to final momentum after collision.
Fizan, keep quiet. Let's hear them.
Initial momentum before collision, final after collision.
Okay. Initial momentum before collision is equal to final momentum after collision. Okay. Yeah. So we can see this slide once again, all of you, because I am not going to the further derivation. We don't have time. So all of you just write it down. Not this one, the first statement. Yeah. Because other students are already joining. So Rachel George, can you read law of conservation of momentum? Read the first one.
Initial momentum before collision is equal to final momentum after collision.
Okay. And now in the slide, I have given little more modified way. Can you read that, Roshan?
Ma'am.
Read that one, which is on the slide.
Which is the law of conservation. Law of conservation of momentum. Law of conservation of momentum states that in an isolated system, the total momentum remains conserved.
Okay. Or
total momentum of system before collision is equal to total momentum after the collision. Provided there are no external unbalanced force acting on them.
Okay, children. See, it's true. I have given in the short form initial momentum before collision is equal to final momentum before collision. But when you ask the question, you need to write this. Why? This is a statement. Provided there are no, why it is happening? Why it is happening? Provided there are no external unbalanced force. There should not be any other force which is acting on them. Just think, bike and car is colliding. Bike and car is colliding. Then afterwards also there are momentum. After collision also there is a momentum is equal. It should be equal only if some other force should not change their momentum. Other force should not change their moment. Okay. Yeah.
Ma'am, you're going to write this to one. This to
Anyone is remain. If I ask you state law conservation of momentum, either you write first definition or the second definition. Okay.
Yeah.
The proof is based on the second definition because that is the one which is telling you total system. What do you mean by isolated system? Isolated system means no force is acting on them. So when you talk about bike and car accident, only those two and the force which they are acting, that should be there. There should not be any other forces should change their momentum. Then only this will be possible. That is meaning by isolated system. Okay. So it's a lengthy derivation. So we'll continue in the next class. I can't complete it. So Friday I will see you. Okay. And I will also explain to you activity. Friday I will explain to you the activity. Okay. What we have to do it.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.